Hey everyone, you are tuning in for episode 3 of Murder in the First. We got Currie Graham across from me right now, the one we hate, Mario Celesti. We're going to talk about Normandy, we're going to talk about Taye, we're going to talk about it all. Don't go anywhere.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Okay, so here's the thing. This song is real positive. Yes, Steven, thanks for the disco lights. I love it. This song is too positive for what we're about to talk about. That is the truth. But our guest star, Currie Graham, likes Drake.
Yeah.
So that's why we playing a little Drake. And I love this song.
Right? It's his only redeeming factor.
His only redeeming quality.
I love it.
Hi everyone, welcome to AFTERBUZZ TV. We are so excited to get this episode started. I am Monse Bolanos here with you for the 3rd season in a row of Murder in the First. I have been here since the beginning. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Monse Bolanos, MonseBolanos. And across from me, not just my BFF, Susannah Kim. Susannah, say hello.
Hi guys. You guys can find me at Susannah_Kim as always.
But we also have Currie Graham here.
Real stuff. Real stuff,
So
guys.
exciting. Yay. Yay. Currie,
Thanks for having me.
where can they follow? I mean, I'm sure they already are following you, but for those who aren't, where can they follow you on Twitter?
At Currie Graham.
At Currie, so easy.
It's very easy.
You know,
I try to make it
that's
simple.
real nice. You know?
That way I can get all the hate mail.
Yes. Do you get a lot? Do you get
I
that?
get a lot of hate tweets. Yeah.
Yeah?
Sure I do.
For being you or for being Mario Celesti?
Well, not for being me. I think once people get to know me, they're like, "Wow, you're nothing like your character."
It's true. It's true. You're so pleasant. You're so fun. And here we are hating you.
I'm glad.
Like,
That makes
you
me feel
make
good.
us cringe.
I'm so happy to do
Things
that.
about it. So before we fully get started into this episode and what you do, we talked about this. You said you heard our last taping. The end of the first episode, that look you give to the camera
Yes.
when you see that Melissa is the prosecutor on your case. That look, brilliant.
Oh, thank you.
Absolutely brilliant.
Really
Like,
good.
so subtle, barely changed, yet you could see the happiness.
There was some glee.
There was glee.
There was glee. Sure.
It was so well
He's a
done.
maniacal guy.
So impressive. So impressive. Like I said, I feel like the writers have really let you guys, explore these characters way more than season 1. Season 2 it happened. I said that to Lombardo. Here we are. I feel the same thing. Like they're really letting you guys push the limits on your characters.
Yeah, it's great, and I think they made a conscious effort to do that. I thought they have a good cast and good people, and so they thought let's get them all out, let them go.
And so when you first got, the 3rd season script, how many scripts do they give you?
One.
One at a time, right?
One at a time.
That's how it was last season too. I remember.
Same thing.
That's what I was.
Yep.
She asked me, and I was like,
Yeah.
no, they didn't know the verdict last year. Everyone just got one script at a time.
That's what happened.
So the same way.
Same way.
And how did you feel when you first read? You're like, I'm gonna kill someone.
Yeah, I thought first of all that was an amazing storyline.
Very so good.
Whatever happens, if they were gonna kill me, if they're gonna kill me and get rid of the character, if they're gonna put me in jail or whatever it is, I just thought it's a great storyline.
So good.
Wait, so in that last moment, you didn't even know, I mean, you had that look of glee on your face, but you didn't know if you were going to get, obviously you didn't get anything out of it. But
I knew it was episode 1, so I
Right.
thought it can't be that simple.
It can't. No, it
man.
never is with Murder in the First.
Right, it's not that simple.
It never is. Like so many. Today, the fact that we already found the gun, just shows you how much more twisted that story is gonna go.
Yes.
Terry's story, because we already found the gun.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about that. But let's talk about Mario Celesti. We're gonna start with that. So gross.
yeah, if you could sit over there, that'd be.
No, actually,
Wait. Let
could
me
just
ask you a question.
move.
What makes him so gross? What makes him so?
Okay, there's so many things about it,
Okay,
and
go.
this also has to do with season 2.
Yep.
Your arrogance in season
Yes.
2 of how you
Now,
instantly thought you were gonna win that case.
Is it arrogance, or does he just believe in his own confidence and his own? He really believes he's the smartest guy in the room.
Okay, even if that's true, even if Mario truly believes that, it comes off as arrogance.
Yes.
That's how we see it.
And
That's how I see it.
one of his biggest character flaws
Yes.
is that his own hubris gets in the way of him being the smartest guy in the room.
Yeah, his mouth is the problem.
His mouth is always
Is
the
number
biggest
one
problem.
problem. Number one problem. At the beginning of the episode, this isn't the way it opens up, but we're going to talk about Mario Celesti first. You are basically stalking Melissa. She makes a comment that you called 15 times, and here you are following her where she's running.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. Last week, we got into a little bit of a altercation. I don't like Melissa. I don't trust her.
That's why.
I don't trust her. I also think she's just as evil. I mean, you two obviously have a relationship for a reason. You guys might be more alike than we think.
What do you think makes her evil?
The way she was at the dinner party, she invites you to the restroom and then just kind of flips a switch. I feel like that there is like a malicious intent behind what she's doing. It's personal. She's not just doing her job. It's personal.
And his ego thinks it's just personal.
Right. And like he doesn't understand, and that's how I feel. That's the only sympathy I have with you. It's like, wait, why are you tripping on me?
Well, he got played.
Yes.
And he's the guy that always plays people.
Exactly.
So that's the hard part.
But I don't trust her. I think there's more to her. And, you know, maybe we figured out that she was the actress who is Amanda Scholl. She was in Pretty Little Liars as a character that I also didn't like. So maybe I'm being a little biased because here she is. And I feel like has a similar facial expressions, similar acting with this. So I don't trust her.
See, but and you're saying that he was played, but I don't see it that way. I don't see that he was being played by her. I think she's kind of doing her job, right? No?
She's doing her job.
And then a little more.
What is she really after?
She does say raises my profile.
Wants to
That's
advance.
true.
Is it about wanting to advance her career, or is she
okay.
attracted to me originally because
Of
I
who
was
you
a
were,
smart, successful lawyer, and she appreciated my skill set, and then realized, oh, maybe there's more to be had here. Or when something bad happens, when this incident happened, was she turning it around and going, now I can hang my hat on this?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, what intentions did you have from the beginning? Because it wasn't a fling, right?
Well, we know what she had intentions.
We don't know, though.
I'm asking. I'm asking, right? Can you say that? It wasn't a fling. It wasn't a one-time thing.
No, I don't think it was a one-time.
Right?
thing.
It wasn't
I think
something.
There's history.
There's history,
Yes,
right?
there is some
There's
history.
And I'm not saying she shouldn't be doing what she's doing, but she's also, I think, like that whole conversation she had with the other guy that you went to.
The Attorney General.
Thank you, Attorney General. Like, that whole interaction, it was very like, what are you after? What do you want out of this?
She wants to succeed.
She wants,
But doesn't everybody? I mean, is that really a fault, for her to want that for herself?
I don't think it is a fault. I
No.
think the way you go about it is a very controversial. I think it's
Right.
you're going to use something that happens behind closed doors to advance your career.
But is she using that yet? Her relationship with you, do you think?
Well,
No, she's already got the upper hand.
she already told me on the beach that she was like, "Yeah, you're a big fish."
Yeah, but okay, all right.
Like, I think that she already got what she wanted. So you're
She
like,
already got what she needed from him.
she already got what she needed from him. She used him, and now here she is. Like,
I've been used.
you've been used.
I feel so dirty.
Poor Mario.
Oh, I know, right?
Everyone should feel sorry for me.
Oh my God,
Used.
smallest violin. I'm good.
I'm good. No, we don't care. But Mario seems to be going to every possible person to help your case, or Mario's case, because you are honestly like you're swimming alone in this.
I am completely alone.
You are
Yeah.
completely alone.
But he's doing good work.
But he's trying. You were told like a lot of stuff in this episode, like just because of who you are, you can't like defy justice. You can't just go be above the law. Literally every person you went to was like, no, you are tripping.
But I think it's like testing the water, right? If you know you're going to be in trouble, let's sort of feel it out and see where people are at, and then you start to learn who are your friends and who are your enemies and who am I really against and what am I working up against here.
Just trying to figure out what you can get away with.
Right? I did
Really?
like one sentence that Hildy said when she was like, never thought I'd miss Celesti. When the whole thing with Billy James, how they were like, let him go, there's no evidence. But somebody's kind of missing you. But your mouth literally is the number one problem.
It is a problem. And Michael Gaston, who's such a good actor who plays Al Arkin, he says it.
Yeah.
My mouth is a big problem.
He is the perfect character to have off from you. Like,
He's so
just
good.
you see like the difference in both of characters and how arrogant and how you really
And
think.
he's so humble and
Yeah,
so sweet
and he's so
kind.
sweet.
They're both lawyers, though. They're both attorneys.
So
like-
different.
Yeah.
So
The approach.
different.
Yeah, he's more humble pie and very aw shucks, and Mario's like, I want to take it all.
Yeah.
I want to cut you open.
I mean, it seems like Marty wants that. Melissa wants that. It seems like they all want to move ahead. Like, you've opened up a path for
I think
others
working
to go up.
in that environment, like when you're going to work for the city or you're going to work for the state, it is about moving ahead. It's either moving into politics or it's trying to get ahead, trying to be the boss, trying to take control. So I think that people do a lot of, I think it's very cutthroat in that world of lawyers trying to find their way to the top. Because nobody wants to be a civil service worker for 40 years.
Right, right. You always want more. Even when you get to your position.
Sure, of course.
You want more, you know? But we find out that you're behind on your payments.
Yeah, I'm a little tight right now.
You're a little tight right
I
now?
was confused by that.
Me too.
I wasn't sure if he wasn't able to pay it or if it's that he's just like holding out on
he's just
Al,
like,
you know?
I'm going to do it until you do some.
Right. I'm like, let's see how much work you put in actually, and then I'll pay you.
Well, how much does how much the DA make?
You tell us.
Yeah, right. How
120,
much?
150?
A year?
Yeah.
Is that supposed to be low? Because I'm making like, compared to
But I mean, when you think about the job that he has and the amount of money.
the hours
I mean,
and
if he were a defense attorney or if he were working privately, he would be making 3, 4, 5 times that.
Right. Okay. So you just didn't have a savings account?
I don't know if he had. Well, he lives pretty. See his house. He's got a really
Right.
nice house. He
Right.
drives a fancy car. He
Without a
has-
license?
Got yeah, he doesn't have a license.
He has no license.
So
Do you know where
busy.
the DMV is?
Yeah, I do. I'm just so busy. I forgot to renew my license. So busy, right?
Yeah, busy scheming.
And you're still driving, even though you probably shouldn't be driving.
But I'm not drunk.
Right.
Right?
Okay.
I'm driving sober now.
Sober.
You're
but if
doing
you got,
great.
you're doing great. If you got pulled over, I don't think that would matter. It's the fact that you're sober. I think you're just not supposed to be in a car
Right.
whatsoever. We'll say problem number 3, because clearly mouth, financial problems, wife.
Yeah, that's a big problem.
But I really liked the part where you were asking Al, are you married? And he said he's divorced. And he said, you don't understand. Because that was, I don't know, I didn't.
You believed it?
A little bit, because I didn't really think that he had, I don't know, all that much feeling left for his wife, but it kind of seems like he does. And I couldn't tell in the end if he was being genuine or not. That's why I hate you so much. I just want to know. You know, when you talk to a dick and you're like, oh, are you being genuine?
Are you playing the game?
Yes. Are you playing this, to get something out of me? But I don't know, when he said that to Al, though, it's not like he said that to her. He said it to Al, he didn't have to say that, and he was like, you don't understand. It made me think, like, okay, maybe he does think something of his...
Well, it's also, too, if you're married to somebody for a long time, whether they are angry at you or they hate you or whatever, would they be willing to testify to put you in jail for killing someone?
And I think that's what he meant by that, like the whole, like, you don't understand. I think he was thinking more about, like, the promise between wife and husband. Now, when we were watching the episode and you're having that moment with your wife, I literally just wanted to be like, you're lying. I don't believe you. You're playing
in the
it.
car?
Yes. I thought you were playing it because you need her to not testify against you. You're not stupid. Mario Celesti is far from stupid.
Exactly.
And I think when Al made him realize, like, oh, you're right. She can't, but if she wants to, she can testify against you, right? Like, it's a choice for her.
She could, absolutely, if she wanted to.
So I think that was like a light bulb. Like, you were like, oh, Snapple, you're right. I do have to.
Let me tell you a little something about Mario.
Okay.
Here's the thing. Mario.
Enlighten us.
Mario lives behind a curtain. He keeps everything out. And so far in the season, we've seen him open up twice. Right? When he killed the girl.
For a moment.
And and then the very next moment, he'd compartmentalized everything that had happened and gone right back to being who he was.
Right.
And the same thing happens in the car with the wife. He opens up. Now, is this we're gonna see this new guy, or is he gonna close it up again and move forward like he always has? That's the question. Like, is he gonna allow this emotional life? Is he gonna allow these feelings to actually sit and be real, or is he gonna shut it back down and move on?
That's what it is. See, I think that those emotions may have been real, but with an underlying mission for you. Like, you were doing this and you were saying the right things because you knew you need her to be on your team. So I say she moves back, comes back, but you're gonna go back to the original Mario Celesti we know. Like, I think you knew what you were doing. You were playing the strings to affect her because to help you in the long run.
I think that he does play people, yes.
Yeah.
But we'll have to see whether he's playing her for real or not.
You're right.
But you said that from the first episode when he saw the girl that he hit, he has that moment. And I was like, oh, Mario has a little bit of empathy. Look at this guy. But you were like, no, he was worried about himself even from that moment.
Yeah.
And so this is kind of like the same situation.
That's what a lot of people thought. Some people were sort of 50-50 on it. Like, does he really have feelings that he killed someone, or is he really worried about himself? And I think in that moment, for me, when I was shooting that scene, it had nothing to do with me. It had to do with the fact that there was this poor woman, and here's a guy who lives in power, and he finds himself in a situation where he is powerless, and it's terrifying to watch someone die, to watch something that you've caused, that you have no power to control, you have no power to help.
I can't even imagine being in that situation, let alone filming it. I can't imagine what you had to go through. But to me, Mario Celesti, in that moment,
Don't get me wrong.
no, he had an emotion for 5-10 seconds, and then it was like, all right,
Compartmentalize. And that's where he lives, in the gray area, right?
Right.
So he goes, okay, this is a big problem. This is huge. And it's interesting, I talked about this before, is that how one little problem in life, one mistake in life can bring on a tsunami of problems, right? So you go, okay, so he's going to have a little fling with the girl in the bathroom at his birthday party, and next thing you know, he's hovering over a dead body.
right.
And it seems to be, it's almost like karma came and took a big bite out of Mario's ass, right?
A little bit. I mean, you do even make a comment to your wife in that special moment you're having back and forth when she's like, and all the women, and you're like, not that many women. Like,
Yeah.
Just gross. Just real gross.
Not that many.
not that many.
I just don't trust
You know,
you.
she said you showed regret, which in 20 years you had never shown regret. You tell her, like, this is not your fault. Because she even, being such a good wife, saying, if I wasn't trying to unlock your phone, you would have still been, looking forward and driving. And you make the comment, I would have still been tanked. Like, you seriously owned up in that whole
But you know
conversation.
that there were people who tweeted me and messaged me that she should have some of the responsibility in this because she was having the argument with me.
I get that. Like,
It never occurred to me.
I didn't think that in the moment, but I get it. Like, now that here we are, and you think back about that moment, she was distracting you, and as a driver, you're not supposed to be fighting or distracting the driver, but you were tanked.
I was.
Yeah.
A little bit.
A little. What do you think? If you would have done the drug alcohol test that moment, what do you think you would have tested?
Over.
How drunk was Mario Celesti? Slightly over?
Yeah.
Not like
I don't think he was hammered.
he wasn't wasted.
No, I don't think he was staggering around.
Yeah.
No,
At all.
yeah, he was clear enough to be like, no, don't open my phone, right? He wasn't like, my passcode is my birthday.
And he was smart, and he was also not drunk enough not to change his passcode.
Exactly,
Right.
there you go.
That's
So,
okay. So
So,
maybe just
thinking
a
clearly
little
a little
bit.
bit.
Just a little bit over.
Gross.
There was a question on Twitter from David Baldwin. So I'm going to ask you now. It says, with all the roles you have played, how is it playing the scummy, greasy, douchey bag Celesti, especially since last year's Dustin trial?
No, can you repeat the question? I want to get all the adjectives. I just want to hear them. I just want to make sure that I'm
Right? I love
make
that.
sure I'm getting them
disgusting
all.
was in there. No, just
With
kidding.
all the roles you have played,
Got
how is it playing
Right,
the
playing.
scummy, greasy,
Ooh.
douchebag Celesti?
Okay, so 3 adjectives.
Three
I got it. Scummy, greasy, douchebag. Yeah, I love it. I have to say, it's really fun.
Yeah.
And people are like, oh, people are gonna hate you, and I'm like, you know what? If they hate me, at least they're feeling something.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
I
like
would
you're
rather-
getting an effect.
You're-
I would
Evoking.
rather affect people in a very visceral way than have people feel ambivalent about the character.
Yeah.
So when I'm sitting with 2 people and they're like, I hate him, I'm like, well, that's good.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
And you're nothing like it, which
No.
is even more impressive to your acting chops because
Oh,
you're
thanks.
nothing like
No,
that.
not at all.
Because you see people on TV and then you meet them and you're like, oh, you're this person on
You're
TV.
sense.
You're
a
this character.
greasy,
makes
scummy
sense.
You're a
douchebag.
greasy scumbag, you know?
Yeah.
And like here you are, nothing like
No, I'm
that.
not like
it must
that.
be so fun to
It's-
reach
That's
into
true.
this.
It is
Yeah,
really
to
fun.
get it out there.
Yeah.
Tap into parts of yourself or parts of the character that I think we're all capable of everything.
Right.
So we could all be this guy. We could all be in this situation, and it's fun to tap into these guys. I like making people hate me.
I can never be this guy. He's terrible. I'm just kidding.
I mean, this seems fun.
Yeah.
If somebody put this in front of me, I'd be like, okay,
For
let
sure.
me be this bitch
It's
right
just
now.
about living in the gray area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No matter what you do, and like people cheat on their taxes, or they try to get out parking tickets, or they do all these things. It's just a little bit of gray area, but that's where he lives.
Now, I'm saying this because it's true. Despite what's going on, despite how much I don't like Mario Celesti, I don't want him to not be in the show. Like, I don't know what's going to happen. are you going to jail forever? I even thought for one moment that somebody's gonna kill you, like just like Melissa's gonna kill you because she's just over it, you know. But I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know, you know. I have to wait 7 weeks till we get to the finale. But I hope there's a season 4, and I hope Mario Celesti is still a part of it.
Well, we'll have to wait and see.
I know that was
both of
my
those
way of
things.
trying to get you to tell me.
I can't tell you either.
Tell
way.
me,
I
just
can't.
tell us.
I wish I knew.
Mentiroso. He knows, guys. He knows. We actually asked them right before the show. They only get 1 episode at a time.
Yeah.
So they're also kind of going through what we're going through watching.
Yeah, it's very strange because
episodes.
you don't know. You just play. It's all like life. You know,
Yeah.
you sort of play that moment, and you're in that moment. And if you get the next script and it's completely different than you thought, then off you go.
Off you go. But it makes it more real.
It does make it more real.
Like the whole thing with the season 2, I feel like, you know, Hildy and Terry's reaction to that trial, like all those moments, they were real because you didn't know. You didn't know what's going to
nobody had any
happen.
idea.
Nobody had any idea.
And it was the same thing with the first season. They kept everything completely
Right.
secret. There were scripts that came out that didn't even have those pages in them. Right,
that's
so they would remove the
exciting.
pages from the script, so we had no
I
idea.
like that.
So
It's fun.
That's
yeah.
so fun, yeah.
So it's like we're in the same boat as you guys. Just
Make it
we're
fun
it's
for
all the
you.
same
That's
boat.
later.
awesome.
But again, I hope there is a Mario Celesti still on Murder in the First.
Do you think he'll be nicer if there was a fourth? He was on a fourth season. Do you think he's gonna is he gonna have this miraculous change, or do you think it's gonna be worse?
He needs to go find himself on some sort of like
needs to
trip. Go to India and
So
like
in that
have
in that
some sort
scene,
of like.
in that scene in the car with my wife, I didn't find myself. You don't think he had
and
like
that's the gray area. I think there's
Yeah.
so many people that don't know if he was genuine or not. I don't know. I don't
Right.
trust you.
I don't know.
And usually and what I was thinking, we usually have that moment after where we kind of see their face because she got out of the car, and I was hoping. Yeah, right.
That's what I'm reading it right now.
I hate you. Where we see, you know, a moment on his face where he's like, "Oh, I didn't get her," or that didn't work, or something. But we didn't get that from him. You know, after his wife left the car, I was hoping to see something on his face, but it was just like a, you know, quick cut.
And I think that's the
not
great part of this
sure.
character is we don't know. We honestly don't know what the heck is going to happen. I have no idea.
Or what he's thinking.
That's
I want to
good.
know
She's
what
all
he's
That I
staring
like.
at you, trying to figure.
Yeah, no, I'm
I like that part.
piercing into your temple, just hoping. Okay.
Okay, what are you thinking?
Are you a nice guy?
I think here's what I don't think he thinks he's a bad guy.
Right, and I actually,
don't.
I don't think that either. I agree. I don't think Mario knows the way he comes off.
That's true because he does have those moments where he has those face changes. Like where what was it? I forgot. The first person he was talking to, he was like, "What about her life?" And he has this moment. He's like, "Yeah, yep, you're
Good
right.
point.
I didn't even think
And
of
they had
her
the same
life."
thing in Al
And
Arkin's
so-
office when Al was like, "What about your wife?" He's
Exactly.
like, "Oh yeah."
Yeah.
So
Okay.
it's
Yeah.
there. It just needs to be like, you know, I don't know. It needs to be brought
I
out,
think
I guess.
you spend a lifetime hustling, you spend a lifetime working and driving forward, and you forget about the emotional life, and you forget
Yeah.
about growth and enlightenment and any kind of spirituality or whatever it is. He doesn't have a lot of that.
He doesn't. Will
No.
he get it?
I mean, especially as an attorney, I think he's probably like, you know,
Right.
pushed it all down.
For sure. Especially dealing with like all the cases that you probably deal with. I get it, but still, douchebag for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Nobody likes
What about
you.
Greasy?
Greasy?
Greasy.
I don't. Greasy? I didn't think greasy.
And you're not paying your bills, man.
Yeah.
Pay the man.
Well, you gotta work hard.
He's working hard, man.
Maybe I'm
He's
paying
working
maybe
hard.
I'm paying for what I'm getting.
Okay, but
Right?
all right.
Saying Al ain't doing nothing.
I know, right?
Al ain't doing nothing.
Well, when Al quits,
I love Al.
and you work for yourself.
I love Al. Don't you love Al? Wouldn't you want Al to represent
love
you?
him.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you?
Love him. So
Oh,
genuine. I would not
man.
want you. I mean, well, actually,
Oh,
no.
I
Actually,
would-
I would want you. You're
Sure.
right. You're
You don't
probably
have to like me
you're
to
probably the
wanna
best
win.
lawyer.
True.
You're right. That's terrible. What if I come
I'm
to?
not letting you go to jail.
I am just stooping
See, he's
to
gonna
low
fight
levels.
for you till
won't
the
be going to
end.
jail.
Stooping.
Till the end.
I don't even care if you're guilty.
What are my morals anymore? I
You
don't know.
should get, I don't remember his name and I feel bad, but you should get the Doberman back to be your lawyer.
James Cromwell.
Yeah, he was so
Was he
great.
great?
I
He
liked
was so great.
Yeah, he
That's
was good.
we were watching the second episode, and they, made it very like, who is he gonna? Your lawyer? Who are you
Yeah.
gonna get?
Oh, right.
And then I was like, is it the Doberman? And,
Yeah.
and it wasn't. But I was.
Couldn't afford him.
You can't.
I had to go to
Clearly.
the strip mall.
You
I had to go to
did.
the strip mall.
It all makes sense. You're right. You couldn't afford him. You're right. You right.
So what about Terry and Hildy? What about that?
we're gonna leave that last. I like where your head
okay.
is.
I got you.
But let's talk about Normandy, or the Normandy case that's going on, because Terry's going through some other stuff. Poor guy. Normandy. So Normandy, we find out a little bit more. He was kind of like the Subway guy. That was
like
funny.
the worst commercial.
Really was, and that sandwich looked so hard. Like I could have knocked somebody on the head with it, and it would have gone clunk.
It did, didn't it?
It looked awful.
He took a bite. I was like, ugh.
It was like, why did you guys show us that?
Yeah.
It looked
Did
so.
you like how about Sourdough Sam?
Sourdough Sam?
Sean O'Brien.
He made me feel like
Gross.
scumbaggy, greasy, douche, you know.
Yeah, you guys would be great
Could've been
friends.
my
You guys would be great friends.
Your cousin.
For sure.
He made me feel like he could have been the person paying Billy James.
Yeah,
For
I think
like
that's
a
what they're kind of like setting it up.
But see, that's what the
right?
show does.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
they just slip
They
it
want
out.
you
And
to
they're like, no,
think
no.
this.
Yeah.
Because it seems like a super easy answer.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like that's what it made me feel, but it's like it's too easy. And how the whole his wife was like
What was
with
that?
the phone, and he was like, I'll tell him I'll call him back.
His
Like,
12-year-old wife comes over.
She was
yeah,
young,
what
right?
was that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was young.
cute.
She was cute. Real too cute for him.
She's got a lot of money.
He does.
He does have
Sourdough
money.
Sam.
Sourdough Sam.
Girls, have some respect for yourself.
Right?
It's not all
Tell
about
them.
money.
Tell them.
You know,
not
if
all
the
about
sub's
the money.
disgusting, you know,
Right?
Yeah. If the sub is
the
hard
sub
as
is
rock.
nasty.
So that I mean I feel like it's like you said
That
the
was
easy
shady.
route to believe that, and maybe that's what they want us to know. But maybe Murder in the First does that. Like they have so many twists and turns to their stories that it's like. I want to predict this. Episode 3, probably episode 6. I'll be like, never mind.
Yeah,
That's
right?
not it at all.
Right? How dumb was I to think that?
He was a priest and he is a really holy person. Like, we probably are going to find that out. We also find, we see them trying to identify Billy James. They have a witness who passes it. Also an interesting scene when she gets to his photo and there's like a pause.
That was so frustrating.
Like, almost like I can't say this is him. Like I'm gonna get in trouble because like the first picture, she's like no. The second one, she's like it was dark, no. And then the third one, and there's like a silent moment where it was like a realization. This is the person. Holy
But then
snap.
she's like, I can't.
But then she's like, I know who this is. I can't. Like type of thing. But again, twists and turns.
So then is she just scared, or is she being like paid off by someone?
Or is she being
to kind of,
serious and she really doesn't know?
Lead them away.
And she could be completely innocent. She could genuinely be like, no, I have no idea if this is really this person.
And I like how she was like all done up,
right?
Shoulders out. I was like, girl, you at a police station.
Shelly.
Put on like a collar or something.
It's like a date. Like she was on a date, right?
Her hair was all done. I was like, okay.
All right.
I was confused by her.
I mean, somebody's getting paid, but it definitely was not Normandy. We find out he didn't have a lot of money, despite having $100 million contract over 7 years. They broke it down how like he had no cash money.
Cash
like he
poor.
was invested in like all these other companies that
the
are
subs.
and like I'm sure other sports deals and stuff like that because that's what we hear about. But he was technically cash broke,
That's so true, though.
right?
The guys do that all the time.
I know.
They're broke.
They
Make
crazy.
$180 million
money.
in their career and they're broke.
But that's like even if you were to give all your right 20% to this person, 10% to this person, and then this other charity, and you're still spending more than you should probably.
But they also
Yeah.
make really bad investments.
Exactly.
They do. That's true.
Really bad
Like
investments.
those
video
subs.
games, or like Al Iverson made some bad investments.
Right.
You read about it all the time. These guys make tons of dough, and then
Then they make bad investments, or they just have 27 cars.
Right. The subs look disgusting. So,
subs.
right? How could you think that was going to be a good idea? 13-inch subs?
13-inch.
Who's finishing a 13-inch sub in 2016?
How did you feel about that business manager?
Yes, he kind of like is sticking out to me for some reason. Something about him I don't really trust, and I don't
Greasy,
know.
slimy, douchey.
That I don't know. He wasn't as greasy as this guy, but I'm just kidding.
But yeah, there was
wasn't,
something.
actually.
There was
Yeah, no,
something.
but there's something. I think something about him being the middleman between what is it?
Between Normandy?
Sam,
Oh, yeah,
Subway
yeah,
Sam.
yeah.
What is it? Sourdough Sam, Sourdough Sam, and Normandy. I feel like I don't know, just something shady there, and he just has his hands in both pots. I don't know. Something
Yeah,
about
I
him.
agree. Like
Something about
you know too much, and you might be trying to direct attention away from you because you know so much for a reason. So we'll see. But the good thing about the good thing about Normandy and all of that stuff, or that whole storyline, with Normandy is that they do find Billy James. This homeless woman comes to the precinct. She's a little homeless. Asks for $100. Hildy gives her $32. Hildy's smart. Gives her $32 and tells her basically where Billy James is. They find him. They chase him down. Detective Mulk, Raphael Sabarge, doing some great stonework, running all over it. Going crazy. Oh, good job, Raphael.
Good
Love
What
it.
about Lombardo made the big tackle?
Right.
Yeah.
Lombardo made the big tackle at the end.
Is this Lombardo? Hey, what's up, man?
I can't wait to have him in the studio. He's the
I
best.
went and did a Spanish talk show with him.
Did you?
Yeah, I got invited to the Spanish talk show as a what's it called? Nachos Complantiente. I forget the name of it.
I could tell.
Oh, but he was alright. He's really fun.
nachos.
I know. When
You know what it is?
No.
No. When he came to the studio last season, he brought a bottle of vodka with him. He was like, "So is this for before or is this?"
And you guys were like, what?
Yeah, he brought alcohol,
I'm so
and so
excited.
he and Michael, the other co-host, I was like, "Guys, I gotta lead this. I gotta
Right,
be
right.
like,
Yeah.
I gotta." Make sure you two are paying attention. So you guys
But
have
did they pay attention?
They did. It
There you go.
was a lot of fun. It was so much fun. It was a great time. And he wanted to come in. He was like, I can come in with Mario, but I was like, I'd rather you guys come in separately so that we could focus, because
They come in next week.
Yeah, and he's like, whenever you want, I'll be there. Whenever you want. I was like, great, I love it. So we catch Billy James. He gets questioned by Hildy and Navarro, which is nice to see because you always see Hildy and Taye. So it's nice to see a different dynamic, different partnerships. And Hildy, I love her. Kathleen Robertson, she's so great. She's so subtle, but it's amazing.
Solid.
So good.
Grounded.
So freaking good. Which recently I was watching, this has nothing to do with it, but I was watching Scary Movie 2, and she's in that as this really hot, sexy girl with like her boobs all up and like G-string out of the pants. I was like, that's freaking Kathleen Robertson. Like, I couldn't believe it's Hildy. Long, like
before she was a
curly
cop.
red hair, like so fun. It was crazy.
Really?
Props to her for being able to do something so different. But Billy James asks for a lawyer.
Yeah.
They can't arrest him. Kodo's, job's on the line. Like Marty, who's taking your spot. He's like, there's no evidence. Let him go.
Which is true. I mean, did anyone else feel that when they were arresting Billy? I was so nervous in the moment where they tackled. Yes, and they tackled Billy. Something about that, I've seen too many images where that kind of scenario doesn't play out well, and I got so nervous watching that.
Well, it's interesting because last episode the police chase ended in someone getting shot to death. Right?
Exactly.
Right.
And
with
this was
everything-
so many cops
yeah.
surrounding this one guy. You don't know which one's going to make what decision. And oh my God, it made me so nervous.
It's kind of it kind of foreshadows or kind of mirrors what's happening in the world today, right?
Exactly.
It's so crazy.
And I mean, obviously this has been an ongoing issue, but when was this shot?
We shot this in probably April.
In April. Okay.
So yeah,
So it was
before
it was before
everything that's
this
going on.
Powder keg really blew up.
Yeah.
Insane. I mean,
Absolutely
you're just
insane.
touching
And
on all
people
the
were
right
tweeting
notes.
a lot about that tonight, about how profound this was, that this was on the air
Absolutely.
tonight after the week we've had.
Yes.
Keep talking. There's something I'm looking up.
Because
Just watching that footage. I've seen,
And
seen
then-
that so many times.
When you think, I was nervous about them chasing the guys, I was like, it's because of the week we've
makes
had.
exactly.
Every time you see a cop pull someone over, every time you have police interaction now, everybody's nervous.
And
Right.
I didn't used to feel like that, I didn't used to have that fear, I guess. And now I think everyone's just starting to feel
On
it. It's
edge.
starting to touch everyone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody got to calm down.
I found what I wanted to talk about. Another tweeter, Leslie T18 TV. Thanks for tweeting. She tweeted this despicable thing. I just want to quote, I think the female lawyer is awful and Celesti is awful. I think the female lawyer has immoral reasons for going after Celesti. I believe Celesti felt bad about killing the woman, but then he had to be a lawyer, convincing his lawyer that his case was easy to win. He's awful, cheating on his wife. He's twisted, giving an excuse of physically hitting his kid. Did you? I don't remember that.
I didn't hit him.
Just got a little aggressive.
We got.
Right.
I was gonna give him a little.
Right.
A little how do you do, and my wife, my wife Jamie Lunar, who was beautiful and lovely by the way, came in and broke it up before I.
Right, that's what she was talking about. But the reason I wanted to bring her up is she sent us this big tweet that she wrote out and like took a picture so we could read it all. But this is what's going on in TV shows, and she just wanted to point it out. SVU, Latino male cop shot black kid. SVU, white male cop shot black kid. Chicago PD, white female cop, shot black kid. Murder in the First, black male cop, shoots black guy. Crazy how all the things going on in these shows, and yet Murder in the First is still unique, still different than everything else we're used to seeing.
Yeah.
You know, tackling controversial issues so much in this season. In this season, let's go into this controversial issue. Terry, poor Terry. I feel like this episode, the guy went like,
Yeah, he did.
this, like, oh, I just felt so, and you feel for Terry. It's not like Mario. You don't feel for Mario. you don't care about Mario, but boy, do you care about Terry. Boy, do you care about Hildy and that whole relationship.
How great was that press conference?
So good, so real, so
How good was that?
He's great. Both of them together. This whole cast, like all of you guys, are such a strong cast. This is an ensemble strong cast. It's not like it's one good star. You guys are all so good. That makes the show so freaking amazing. But Terry, you know, gets questioned. Like, you could tell he's just going through a really hard time, and he starts to doubt himself a little bit. But luckily, we find that gun because of a little boy. This little boy. I loved how quick this came up. I'm so glad this wasn't episode 5, episode 6, where we're finding the gun. You know what I mean? Like, I love that just shows so much more is going to happen with Terry's storyline. But it's interesting how in this episode you have them chanting Black Lives Matter throughout kind of the episode a little bit. More than one time you would hear Black Lives Matter with this whole thing going on, but yet he's a black cop. And he even in the press conference, he's like, look at me. I am the same color. Like, what? Nobody. I love how he said, would they have done the same for me? If that line.
Yeah.
Would they have? No, would there have been that many vigils? Because he was a cop on the line of duty. And that was that press conference where he just is like, it seems so real, almost like he didn't plan it, almost like it was on the fly. The way he did it, I don't know, but it just seemed so real, so authentic. And when he's like, "Chief, I'm not done," the chief was like,
Yeah.
He's like, let me try to shut this down.
I'm gonna take you down. I'm gonna take you down. And I did really hate when Terry says that he had nobody. When the therapist I think he was talking to, and she was like, "Why don't you is there somebody I know you're
said, I have
with?"
nobody.
I have nobody.
Yeah.
Listen, mother, you do have someone. Hildy. Hildy. You have somebody. Ugh, so freaking annoying.
What does that tell you, though, how he feels?
Yeah.
He's right. And I'm sure, I feel like they both feel that way. They're both torn. They're both like, we're coworkers, we're partners. We shouldn't cross this line. Even though for 3 seasons, we've dangled this little story of this relationship and still going. But there's 2 times where there was like a moment of touching in the hands.
Yep.
When he returns to the precinct for the first time, and everyone's like, oh, you're back. And like, there's like a lingering moment. Susanna and I were like,
lingering. The camera pans down just for a second.
Just a second, just a linger. And then at the end, when he comes over to Hildy's and he's about to kiss her, Louise comes in. Girl, you interrupted. Completely cock blocking. But then they sit down and watch a movie with popcorn, and then
precious.
that shot, hands behind her, and like just subtle, just subtle. So good, so good. But I don't think Terry's out of the water. There's something's gonna happen. I actually fear that he's gonna get shot.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
I fear that there's gonna be like a revolt against him because people are gonna be like, no, this was murder. This was unjustified. Even though they found the gun. That's as I was watching this episode, I was like, this can't. Not that he's gonna die because he's the star of the show. I'm not saying that.
But you think he's going to get popped?
Yeah, I think that there's
You thought I was going to get popped, too.
for different reasons.
Well,
Like, I think
getting popped-
Melissa's gonna pop you.
Right.
Heart wants what the heart wants.
You know? I think Melissa's gonna pop you. I think he might. Yeah.
Really?
Like, yeah. I mean, I could be way off. It's episode 3. You know, I don't know. I don't know. But
I'm just excited to see what's going to be the reaction, or, you know, the public's reaction to his speech, you know, or if we're going to get that at all.
right. I hope so.
If that makes
so
any
good.
sort of effect, or exactly.
Yeah. It was so good. What about Hildy lying to Internal Affairs that she saw the gun?
That was risky, I feel like, because in the moment I was like, okay, did you guys pre-plan this? Did you guys already talk about this? And then we find out later that she didn't discuss this with him at all, you know, and she just went on her own and said 100% I saw the gun. It was, she even said where it was,
Right.
you know? and
She said
being
it.
so specific and not, like double checking your facts with him. How could you be sure that that's helping and not hurting the situation?
How much you trust somebody.
Exactly.
Right. I would expect you to do that for me, Susannah.
That's right.
I mean,
I would expect you to say.
If she shot somebody and you couldn't find the gun, you'd go to bat for her, right?
oh yeah, but I mean, I would talk to you about it first and be like, okay, girl, let's get our
you
story
get your
straight.
story straight
Can we get our story straight first? I
She
want to say
just-
it was on the
she
right
just
hand,
put
or
it
it was
out
on the
there.
right, or it was on the left. You know
Did
what I
it
mean?
go this way or did it go
Because- Yeah. Oh, I mean, yeah, I totally support her. Like, not lying for him, but yeah, saying that for him. But I feel like you guys should have talked about it first, because now it's like, you were so specific about it. What if you were wrong by even a little bit, and now you
Right,
put him
'cause
in more in trouble?
She did give position. She didn't just say, I saw it 100%. She gave position of how
She
what
must
the
have
gun.
known he was right-handed.
Or what if, or maybe, Terry says in his interview, like, no one else was with me, no one else, can corroborate my story or something like that, and here's Hildy saying, like, 100% I saw it, so it's kind of like.
So will this come back and backfire?
I think, I don't know.
I mean, they did say you're released of all whatever accusations. You're cleared, whatever. But could they be like?
I don't know.
I don't tell us.
I don't know. I don't know what could happen.
There's so many questions that I have, and you're not giving me anything.
I will not be allowed to give you any answers. No.
This is crazy.
I will not be allowed. I'm so greasy. I'm too greasy for that.
Adam
Douchey.
Kubersh
Yeah.
from season 2.
Yeah.
When he came, he had a paper in front of him that said, "Don't give away the verdict." Like right in
Yes.
front of
Oh,
him.
really?
Yeah, like he had it right here,
Yeah.
and then every question we would give him, he'd be like, "Don't give away the verdict,"
Yeah.
because he
That's
knew,
hilarious.
like we were already
We
here.
just block out everything else except for the first 3 episodes. Like I'm here for episode 3, and we just block everything else.
Block
out, and that's
everything
it.
else out, leaving us with all of these.
How about Ian Anthony Dale and that reporter? What's going on?
Okay, I'm glad you actually brought that up. Yes. I feel like there might be a little something
They hate each other.
dating, some maybe in the future. No, maybe not right now.
Okay.
Maybe not. The
Really?
reporter.
You think so?
Yeah. I like her, by the way.
Yeah,
I like her
a lot.
character. I like her. I want her. Serena Parrish is what, and the actor is Tiffany Dunpoint. She's so good. I really like her. Last week we talked about how interesting that her hair is very similar to Hildy's. Like literally the opposite. It just
Oh,
one's
right,
blonde and
okay.
one,
I never
the
put
like
that together.
short,
That edgy cut.
the edgy cut. Like I like
We
her,
like her a
and I
lot.
did feel like, why are you showing us her and Kodo if there's nothing else? Why are you just showing us them having this conversation if there's nothing brewing between them?
Information.
Right.
Yeah,
I mean, she's working.
but it's like we've already seen this in episode 1 and 2. Her trying to get information. Nothing's changed. Kodo's still not giving her information, even though he did send Hildy and they had that talk together. But I feel like something is brewing. I would love for him to have a lady, Kodo. I would
You
love
had
it.
one season 1.
Who was it?
Nicole Larry Parker.
Barely remember.
She was the DA
yeah.
before I was the DA.
You're
she was
right.
the
You're
DA.
right. You're right.
Beautiful.
Yes,
love
yes,
her.
yes.
Remember they were all makey outy
You're right.
in the
You're right.
office.
You're right.
Exactly what they're
You're right.
doing.
You're right.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like she's going to cause a problem. Like she might, not on purpose, like she's gonna be at the wrong place at the wrong time, and maybe he's gonna have to like jump in to like
Save her?
like in Crossfire, and then he might get, even though he already
He's
got
gonna
hurt.
get shot too, right?
Yeah,
so
but
now
he
I
already
got three characters
I'm
now
over it.
have been shot. If you were writing this show,
Right, I
you'd
know.
have the
Everyone
whole
would be dead.
cast in the hospital.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
be Game of
Episode
Thrones.
7 would
but-
all be in the ICU.
Yeah, seriously.
We'd all be on breathing tubes.
okay,
We already
maybe
had someone shot in the head. A girl ran over by a car, and that's not enough for you?
no.
Okay.
It's only hey.
Hey, shoot him, Currie, shoot him, Ian,
Okay.
shoot him.
Monse's got issues.
Listen, I think Terry will get shot because of the whole
my
issue.
God, oh my God.
I was just saying because of I think somebody is gonna hate you like Melissa. Kodo won't get shot because he was hurt last season.
got shot last
so
year.
we're not gonna do that. But I
Right.
think like
He took
she's
a
going,
bullet.
like maybe not. We'll say quote unquote take a bullet for her. Like I think she's gonna get in the way of something, and he's gonna have to like go in there and like help her, fight for her because she's gonna cross a boundary she shouldn't as a journalist.
Okay.
Okay.
And who's gonna come to the rescue? It's gonna be Kodo and then Love. And then we don't
then
get
Mickey,
Hildy and
Mickey,
Terry.
outie, outie.
We get that relationship. And then season 4 comes around and they're still dangling Hildy
we're
and
all
Terry.
dead.
And we're all
Yeah.
dead. This
been
guy.
shot.
This guy.
What about, here's a question. What about the scene between Raphael Sabarge and Taye Diggs?
Where he's like, we're all cops. Like, there's no female cop. There's no white
I
cop.
loved that.
That was
And
so.
he just got himself deeper and deeper and deeper into awkward business.
But
It was so great.
And then
it
let me
was
shake
so
your hand. Is that what it is?
uncomfortable. And then they couldn't do
Let's
the
shake
handshake. You were trying to punch it out.
Can we shake hands? Is that appropriate?
All of that was so, and it's so funny because you care for Mulk. You know there was no like evilness behind it. He
None.
wasn't trying to be disrespectful.
No.
He was trying to just say we're all equal.
Yeah.
Like all of us, peace and love.
It had to take so much courage for him to do that, to make that move.
And Terry, like, just for him to be like, I know what you're trying to do,
Yeah.
Mulk. Like, I know.
It's like going, no, I have black friends. No, I have black friends. I do. No.
Yeah,
Right?
that was so. It was so
was awesome.
and only for Mulk. Like that's like if Navarro couldn't have done that.
No.
Like nobody else could have done that.
Only
it
Mulk.
was only for Mulk.
And it was
So
so,
endearing.
great.
so
Yeah.
real.
And you loved him for trying.
Exactly.
Right.
And Terry loved him for trying. But then Terry had the decency to at least leave the room.
Right. Terry's
I'm
like,
going to help you out here, brother. I'm going to walk away. I'm going to leave you to it.
And Mulk was still kind of like.
He was still trying to punch it out. He was trying to do the handshake.
He's like,
Come on. Well, okay, right?
yeah, that was good.
That was good.
Good talk. Good talk. Like, so good. Again, such a well-rounded cast.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what it is.
Great people.
From beginning to end. Even like she wasn't in this Kiefer. From
Yeah, she's great.
so great.
She's so good.
And she wasn't
love
even in
her.
here. And you know, like everybody is so good.
Yeah.
So freaking good. Even I actually thought Billy James in the interrogation.
He was
like,
good in that.
So good.
Yeah.
That guy, wow, where he was like, what planet are you from?
Exactly.
When he asked for a lawyer, it was like
very
Like,
good.
it was heavy.
It
yeah.
was heavy. It was serious.
He had 2 lines, right? And it was so effective.
So
Yeah,
effective.
he was really good.
So
Strong
so good.
presence.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna wrap, but quick, Susannah, prediction. Quick on Mike. I have one question. One question. Who is paying Billy James?
I thought you were going to say, who's going to pay Al since this guy can't?
This guy can't.
Who
do you think is paying off right now? Episode 3.
It is, I don't remember his name, but the business manager.
The business manager, not Subway Sam.
Subway Sam just
Sourdough Sam. Too easy?
He thinks he has a lot going on, but I think he's a pint short, right? That guy's missing something. So
One question. See if you
Yes.
can answer it.
Yeah.
Are we gonna see Normandy's girlfriend again? The blonde one. Not
the pop star?
The pop star.
Yeah.
We will. My money's on her a little bit. I think I said
Really?
she was innocent.
Sarah
now-
Paxton.
Sarah Paxton. I think I said she was innocent. But now I feel like there's several people involved.
I'm the one that said that I think it's her.
Yeah, but now I think it's several people. Like, I don't
yeah,
think it's just
for sure.
one. Like, it's probably the business manager, Subway Sam, Sourdough Sam, whatever his name is, the girlfriend,
she's involved.
Billy James. It's just everybody. Everybody in the
I think
club.
Billy James
Does
is
my
totally
wife come
innocent.
home?
Yes,
She does?
she does.
Next episode, she comes home.
Yes.
She seems like a nice lady.
She seems
She's a
like
nice
she
lady.
believes
Her.
you. She
She's a
seems
nice
like
lady.
she believed you.
How did you manage that?
That was 20 years ago.
Yeah. Ladies, what did I say about
What did I say about
I mean, have some respect for yourselves.
I hate that we have to wrap up. I hate this that we have to say bye to Currie. Currie, thank you
Thank
so
you for having
freaking
me.
much
Thank
for
you
coming.
for inviting me in again. I
If
appreciate
we
it.
could do this for another 3 hours, I swear I know we
went
could
by
stay
so
here. It went by
fast.
so
It went by
fast.
fast.
You are welcome to come back whenever you want.
you very
Next time
much.
bring vodka though
Every week.
and
Oh, really?
tequila
Every
because
week.
Lombardo did it. We're
Wait,
now.
you know what? He'll bring twice as much next week.
I'll let him know. Where I know you already told the people, but tell the people. Are you working on anything that you want people to know about? Anything?
Not yet. I haven't
yet.
made any decisions yet. What's coming?
What is
down,
next
What's happening
for Currie
right now.
Graham? But if they want to tell you about how sleazy you are,
They can Currie Graham at Currie Graham on Twitter.
beautiful
And they
At Currie Graham on Insta.
everywhere at Currie Graham.
That's it.
Susannita.
Anita.
That's
You guys
not where
are awesome, by the way. I love you guys.
We
I was
loved-
sitting here at one point just watching the two of you do your thing. And I'm like, I'm supposed to be doing a show right now. I'm just watching the vibes here. It's a nice vibe. If you ever want to come do the show, you really should. It's a great
Can
vibe
you
in
tell
here.
it
your
here.
fellow castmates?
You heard it
Send
here.
them
You know
our way.
I'm gonna have Lombardo's gonna come.
Right.
Yes.
We
Who
want.
you want
we're
Ian?
gonna get
Ian.
trashed
We
with
want
him.
Ian.
I was
Raphael.
actually, I almost brought Ian tonight.
I'm gonna reach out
I was
to
gonna
him.
surprise you and just show up with him.
That would
Can
have
you surprise
been.
us sometime? I would love a surprise.
Really? You want me to come surprise you?
Oh my God,
Okay,
yeah.
I will.
You
I
know
will.
when we're
You
here.
with your drink.
You're here every Sunday,
Every
right?
Sunday. This is when
I
we're
love
here.
it.
All right, I'll come back.
7 weeks left.
come
Susanna,
back.
Yes.
tell them your Twitter.
All right, you guys can find me at Susanna_Kim.
Boom. Roasted.
do.
You guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Monse Bolanos, Monse.
She answers her tweets too.
Bolanos. Thank you so much for joining us. We will be here next week. What's gonna happen? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Gotta wait.
I hate it. I hate it.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
Oh, yeah.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.